This is students. Today's class I'll start with AWT control fundamentals. That is, what are the controls in AWT? They are nothing but they are the components which allow the user to interact with the applet window, like labels, buttons, checkboxes, and text area, scroll bars, lists. Okay, so today we'll see. I'll explain this concepts. It's with programs also. They are very simple. So you can see over here, adding and removing controls. To include a control in a window, you must just add it to the window. Okay, to do this, first what you have to do is you have to create an instance of the desired control and then add it to a window by calling. Okay, so see students, what I want is you just look at the first program over here under this AWT controls label. Okay, then I'll explain the theory part also after I show you the program. It's label demo. I've already executed the programs. Let's check out where it is. Oh, it is over here. So it's label demo. And let me provide the line numbers. See first, clear the screen. See here, label demo, the program is. Now you can see over here, this is the applet, okay, applet window. And over here you can see the three variables that, the three labels. So see here, these are the things what have been specified in the constructor over here. Okay, so this you will able to see these three things over here, the three labels. But how we are able to get that kind of an output is you have to just go through this. See here, before going into label, as I said, what is the thing over here is to include a control in a window, you must add it to the window. To do this, you must first create an instance of the desired control. So see students, this is the first point to notice what is that. So as I've highlighted over here, to do this, you must first create an instance of the desired control. So this is the instance. Okay, that is you have created the object. This is the first thing. Okay, similarly for 2 and 3 also at line number 11 and 12. Then you observe it. Then add it to the window by calling add, which is defined in the container, which has several forms. So that point is this thing. You have to add it by this add method. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now, suppose sometimes you want to remove a control from a window. So what to do is just call this method remove. Okay, similar to add method, remove method. What it will do is it will allow you to remove the control from the window. If you want to remove all the buttons together, use remove all method. Okay, so you can observe. First, you have to create an instance of whatever the control you want. Then after that, that instance should be added to the window. Okay, now we will see in this the first control in AWT, that is labels. So you can observe it is the easiest control to use is a label. The label is an object of type label. So you can observe here this one. Label is an object of which type? This type, the one which I've highlighted. This is the type. And it contains a string which it displays. So this is the string which is displayed. What you write here, where I'm moving the mouse in the constructor, that will be displayed. So you see, labels are passive controls that do not support any interaction with the user. Means just only for display they are used. Okay, we will see the other controls which will perform some interaction from the user to the applet window. We will see that. So you see here, these are the constructors defined by label class. The first one without parameter, then the next two are with the parameters. Okay. So the second one, you see the second version creates a label that contains the string specified by str. That is this one, the one which we have used in the program. Okay. Then you have got another constructor with two parameters. That is how in the third constructor, that is how. What is that how is you can specify it to the positions in to any particular position in the window. Like if you want it to be at left side, provided left label dot left. Suppose that right, label dot right. Suppose that center, label dot center. Okay. And one more thing is you can set the names also if you want to set from your side, or you can change them. Okay, that is nothing but to change. So for that one, you have to use this method, set text. By this, you can set a name. If you want to get the name, what is the name you have given? Use this get text method. Okay. So this is very simple, students. Simple AWT control. The first one. Similarly, you can provide the alignments also. To provide the alignment, you just simply call set alignment. And to obtain what is that alignment? Call get alignment. So this is the program which I've copied in my computer and I've shown you the output. Okay, this one. What you can see over here. This is the output. Then the next one is just a second. Close this. The next UI is UI component, I should say, user interface component, this button. You see, students, perhaps the most widely used control is button. Okay, everywhere we will see a button in your Gmail account. You will provide the email ID and you will click the button. Okay, you will provide the password, you will click the button everywhere. So this is the most widely used control, that is known as push button. Okay, so it is a component that contains a label also, and it generates an event when it is pressed. Okay, so again, what I'll do is first I will show you the program. So you can see over here button demo. The name of the program it is. Okay, let me open it. Button demo. Button demo is over here. Okay, this is the program. And just a second. Let me provide the line numbers. These are the line numbers. And here I will compile first. Button demo. Because I did some changes. Button demo. It's compiled. Now let's run the program. So please remember to run this AWT programs here. You can, there are two ways. One way is you have to provide over here the command as applet here, then button demo.java in present. So you see, students, this is the output where you can see three buttons, push buttons they are known as. Now suppose if I press yes, you will able to see a message that button yes is pressed. See, you press yes. If I press no, you press no. Undecided, you press undecided. Means what? Over here, an activity is getting generated. So let's move over here. So see here, a push button is a component that contains a label and that generates an event when it is pressed. So that is the point. Okay, you have to observe. And the rest of the things is same thing for all the controls that you will have constructors, two constructors, three constructors, four constructors. Okay, different number of constructors for the controls. Over here for label it is two constructors, but sorry, button two constructors. Label it was three constructors. Okay, you try to remember. For button it is two constructors. One is empty, the other one is with a parameter. So in the program, what we have used is over here. What we can see, the one which is used is with a parameter. So now you will able to see the button. You see here in the program, he has provided the label to the button. Okay, that is yes. then no. What is provided here? Undecided. So these are the labels. So see here students that line number 11, they have been declared over here. Buttons are declared where they have instantiated over here. Then after that, what to do? You have just now seen. No? I have shown you what is the thing that to do this, you must first create an instance of the desired control. That is the thing. So this line, 13th line is instance. Then what to do? Then add it to a window by calling add with add method. Okay. So that is this line number 16, 17, and 18. Then after that, as this is going to provide a generation of an event, so what you have to do is you will be using listeners also. Okay, that I will explain. So just see over here, after a button has been created, you can set its label by set label also. And if you want to get the name of the method, get the name of the label, you can get it by calling get label. So now students, the next thing is handling button in this one only. That is nothing but, suppose if you are clicking here, if I click yes, so this is what you should able to see the message. Okay, that is what is only known as handling buttons. So for this thing, what you will be seeing is over here, listeners will be there. As I have already mentioned, what are listeners in the last class also. You just go through that class, video class. See here, listeners are nothing but, suppose if a user clicks a button, so that is an event generated. Okay, after the button is pressed, what should happen? The message should be displayed to the user again on the applet window. So that is nothing but when a user presses a button or whatever an activity is generated. So listeners should be there who should listen to that event what is generated. And after that, a proper notification should be given or a proper message should be given. So that is done with the help of listeners. So you can see over here, each time a button is pressed, an action is generated. So this is sent to what? Any listeners that previously registered. So an interest in receiving action event notification from the component. So over here, each listener implements action listener interface. Okay, you can see it. Action listener. This is the interface. And remember, that interface defines the action perform method, which is called when an event occurs. So you can see over here. So this are the add action listeners, okay, which are registered. Okay, the events are registered. This is the interface over here, and this is the registration of the listeners. Okay, on this three AWT controls. So after that, you see that interface defines action performed, which is called when an event occurs. So like this, you can see over here. Suppose if a user clicks yes. Okay, let me show you. Suppose user has clicked yes like this. So what will happen from here? What you can see over here, that interface defines the action performed, which is called when an event occurs. So just observe. So when a user presses yes, so what this will do, it will call the action method, and over here, this action event, this class will receive what kind of event has been, source has been generated. Okay, source event. So that particular event will be captured by this method, get action command. So that get action command will capture the label yes, and that is stored in this variable str. So now the next lines will be evaluated. The first if condition will be evaluated to true. Yes equals yes. That is the message. MSG variable will be initialized to you press yes, and all the else remaining else part will be skipped. And after that, line number 34 will be invoked. What is this 34 method? It is invoking paint method. So repaint, and every time you all remember, repaint method is used to call the paint method. So paint method is over here. What this will do is it will draw the string. Okay. So what this MSG is consisting from line number 26, you press yes. So due to that, you can see this. Suppose if I click undecided, so from here action performed, what this get action command will receive is, it will receive the label of that instance of undecided, means it will receive this undecided. So this if condition gets false, this else is false, then it will go to this, sorry, this else if will false, then it will go to the last one else. You pressed undecided. So again, this repaint will call this paint method, and in this it will now draw this kind of a string, MSG. What is MSG? You press undecided. So I hope students you have understood this. So this is the program. Here, please practice this program. Okay, then the same concept, okay, with few changes. See, what I'll do is I'll open this program from the notepad and I will make you to compare it with this program. Okay, so see this button list, this program name is. So I will close this button list. Same output. In different way, you can write the program also. So see students, same output it will have. See, action listener only. You all please observe here. Just a second. Now observe students here. Okay, so just now what I have shown you is button demo program only. This one, what you can see left side. Okay, now the same program, you can modify it. Okay, you can make the program shorter. How is, just observe here. Just see here at this particular line, line number 11. What line number 11 is over here? There is an array for button class. Over here, what it was, over here, directly references were given over here. But here, there are no reference. Instead of reference, we have been provided with an array object. So how many, what is the size? 3. So now in the initialization method, you observe over here, the methods are declared and also instantiated. Okay, and what has been used over here is the references are used, okay, to store references. The buttons have been added, but you just observe with this part of the program from the textbook, okay, to register the listeners, what has been done. Okay, only one line has been written. Instead of you to write the registration 3 times, only one line of code you write and write the for loop. That's it. So in this way, you are making your program to get short. Okay. Then similarly, you all observe here, if suppose you want to print a message, whatever the button is clicked. So over here, you just see here, action perform will give you the message which button has been pressed. So instead of you write over here, these codes, that is if, else if, and else. Just what has been done is, over here, there is one condition which will check, okay, that is, it will check with the index number over here. If you have pressed yes, so b list of 0. So over here, get source will be yes equal to b list of 0. What is b list of 0? See, again, I'm saying you, a dot get source means if you have pressed yes, over here it will be yes, double equal to b list of 0, that is yes. So over here MSG will be initialized with you pressed. Over here this part will be yes. So you pressed yes, that is like that. Suppose if you have pressed undecided, so what will happen over here for 0, over here a dot get source will be undecided, double equal to the first one, double equal to yes. So this is false. Again, it will go to for loop. I will be incremented 1. So a dot get source is undecided, double equal to no, false. Then at last I will be equal to 2. Over here, get source is undecided, double equal to b dot list of 2, that is undecided. So in this way, what we are able to see is we are making the program to get short. No need to provide all the codes if else if else. Just use the for loop and provide an equal operator to the references what have been added with the buttons over here. Okay, so this is the another way you can use a button list. Okay, students. Then next thing is, after this, applying checkboxes. Okay, so again this one, what I'll do is I will show you the output. Checkboxes. Checkboxes means you can select a button. You will have an option like on or off. Okay, just see the program name, checkbox demo. So let me open it. Checkbox demo it is. I'm opening here. So this is the program. Let me provide the line numbers and I will run the program here. Checkbox demo. Checkbox. See. So see students, you can see this is what you can select something. So that is nothing but true or false. So if you have selected, see by default the first one is set to true only. So it is able to show you the message over here true. Suppose if I click on Android checkbox, so you can see a state has been changed over here for the message Android. It is true. Suppose if I click on the checkbox of Mac OS, okay, now you observe. See, I'm selecting it. So now it has changed. The state of Mac OS label is the state of Mac OS checkbox is now changed to true. So it is nothing but like on or off option. The checkbox. So you see here a checkbox is a control that is used to turn an option on or off. It consists of a small box, okay, that either contain a checkbox, check mark or not. So for the first one, it was on. Okay. So there is a label associated with each checkbox that describe what option the box represent. That is this label. This is the label. Okay, with this we are able to see what kind of checkboxes these are. This checkbox is for Android, this is for Solaris, this is for macOS. That is the thing. Okay, you can change the state of the checkbox by clicking on it, as I shown you just now. I have showed you just now. The checkboxes can be used individually or as a part of a group also. We will see that later on as a group. What is that? Okay, so now you see here, these are the constructors. The first one without any parameter, the second one with a parameter str. So this line number 14 and 15 and 16. This is the second constructor which we are able to see in the program. Okay, line number 14, 15 and 16. But whereas over here, this one, third constructor. What is that constructor we are able to see is over here. We are able to see Windows, and over here, this is the Boolean value. Means what is the Boolean value? True. Means when you execute the program, you will able to get this output as selected by default. Okay. Because of that parameter. See here. It is showing you by default it is selected. Why? Because over here we have used this constructor which is provided with the value as true. Okay, students. So this is what is a checkbox. And again, it has got some methods to retrieve the current state. You can get it by calling get state. Okay, to set its state, call set state. So in this program, you can observe here, where is the get state method here. Suppose the same concept. First, what you have to do, you have to instantiate whatever the controls you want. Okay, you want checkbox means you have to write checkbox constructor, you have to instantiate. Okay, then you have to add them to the window. Then you have to provide the listeners. Register with the listeners. So remember, a question can be asked, what is the listener, which interface is implementing checkbox? So at that time, you should remember item listener. Whereas over here, for button, it is action listener. But whereas for checkbox, it is item listener. Okay. So remember this point. And you have to register them with add item listener. I hope you all have understood. So, and it will invoke with the method item state change. Okay. Suppose if you have selected, like over here, I have selected Android also. With Windows, I have selected Android also. What will happen over here at this particular state? Current state. You can see current state. It is drawing. Just drawing the message current state. Then MSG equal to Windows. You can see over here. Let me drag it over here. Windows message. Okay, so if it is selected, so what this Windows.get state will have is it will have a message Boolean value true. Similarly, and then it will draw this. So 35th line is drawn over here, Windows true. Then similarly, Android. Okay, if I have selected Android, so what this will happen over here, this Android concatenated with Android get state. So that is again what? True. So that will be drawn. It will draw g dot draw string. It will draw it over here, Android true. And for the others I have not selected, so they also will be drawn with this method. But over here get state is false. Similarly over here get state is false. So that's it, students, with this particular concept checkbox. Okay. Then the next concept is similarly, I have said you just now checkbox only, but I said you I will be explaining about checkbox group. So that is the next over here. Checkbox group, they are nothing but they will act like radio button. Means from different options, only one option should be selected. So that is what is a radio button. Okay. So I will show you the program. See, only one option can be selected. That is what is the radio button. You all have seen, no? That is a radio button. You have seen on many forms which you have submitted. Okay, any one option. If you are going to write some exam, you have to select only one among four. So this buttons will be used, radio buttons. Okay, so the name is CB group. Let me open the program and show you the output. So checkbox group, students. What is the name? CB group. It is CB group. Close this. Same concept. Okay, but you try to remember the interface. Over here it is item listener, and how to register is with this method. You have to register, add item listener. Okay, directly I will run the program. CB group, CB group, CB group. So you see here, because it is selected, okay, you can see the message. Now if I click macOS, see this current state has been changed. macOS. If I click Solaris, it is changing Solaris. So that's it, students. This one, it's very simple. Okay, you need not need in detail explanation also. Same concept. Checkbox declared. See here, one thing, just one thing. The difference with checkbox and checkbox group is, see, first of all, these are the references. What the references for checkboxes. Okay, first of all, they will be referred as checkbox. After that, you have to give a reference for checkbox group class. Then in initialization phase, please concentrate, okay, to make these checkboxes to be represented in the form of radio buttons. What you have to do is, you have to, first of all, you have to instantiate checkbox group. It is declared here. You have to instantiate. Next time, when you are instantiating the checkbox, here you are providing, you see the three parameters over here. The second parameter, the second one, you see the name of the object of checkbox group class for even Android, for Solaris, and for Mac. So by this second parameter in Windows, Android, Solaris, by that only they are getting displayed as in the form of radio buttons. I hope you have understood. After this, you just observe for line number 15 over here, Boolean value is true. So that is why when just now